A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News, come to you live and direct from the Newsfirst Center here in Colombo. I'm Florine Rajendran and here's a look at your headlines. A short-term paddy cultivation plan ahead of the Maha season. Thunder showers forecast during the afternoon today. Rains of up to 100 millimeters reported. A person who impersonated a presidential coordinating secretary arrested. Special dengue eradication program implemented in the Western Province. In those stories in detail now. The Department of Meteorology states that due to the wavy type disturbances in the atmosphere, thunder showers may occur over most parts of the island during the afternoon and night. The department added that heavy rainfall of more than 100 millimeters may occur across several areas in the island.
The Met Department says that within the past 24 hours ending at 8:30 a.m. today, the harsh rainfall were experienced in the catchment areas of the Central Hills. The Castlereagh Power Plant received a harsh rainfall of 71.5 millimeters. Areas in close proximity to the Canyon Power Plant received a rainfall of up to 71 millimeters. Lakshapan recorded a rainfall of 53.2 millimeters, while Norton received a rainfall of 50.7 millimeters. The Department of Meteorology stated that the Kandakati area received a rainfall of 60 millimeters, while the Guinidum area in Galle received a rainfall of 51.5 millimeters. Showers of thunder showers may occur at times in the sea areas off the coast extending from Puttalam to Hambantota via Colombo and Galle. Meanwhile, Nuvarela District Secretariat DBG Kumarasri requests drivers to remain vigilant owing to the prevalent weather condition. The Department of Irrigation states that water levels of reservoirs which belong to the department have risen by 17%. Director of the Water Management Unit of the department, Janaki Meghastana, said that owing to the weather condition, farmers should cultivate paddy which can be harvested within 3 months. She added that the Department of Irrigation is faced with numerous challenges in the Maha season.
We are
facing a very challenging Maha season. Some farmers completely have given up their crops. Some farmers have given up their crops while some took to cultivating additional crops during the past Yala season. These farmers have faced a multitude of experiences. The Irrigation Department has concluded meetings of a number of projects. Therefore, we request the cultivation be started with the commencement of rains because this is the best time to cultivate in this 3 to 3.5 month long season. Director of the Water Management Unit of the department, Janaki Meghastana, said that water levels of the Mahava reservoirs have increased. With these rains, the water level of reservoirs of the Irrigation Department have increased up to 17%. By now, all districts in the island are receiving rain. The Kotmai Reservoir water levels has increased to 70%, while Victoria Reservoir has increased to 55%. Water distribution from the Maha Valley to the Polonav district has commenced at present, thus increasing the water levels of the main area tank, and we hope to release water soon from the Kantare Reservoir.
In other headline-making news, a person who impersonated a presidential coordinating secretary and posed as private secretary to the Secretary of Defense has been arrested for money laundering. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said the suspect has laundered money by making false promise to provide jobs in the Matale airport. The suspect was remanded till 29th after being produced before court. In other local news, the government has noted that concern yesterday's decision of the European Court of Justice to annul the EU regulations prescribing the LTTE. Issuing a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs noted that expectedly the ECJ judgment requires in-depth study by all the defendant parties and should take into consideration the security of all Sri Lankan nationals living in Europe.
The defendants of this case have been the Council and Commission of the European Union together with 2 member states, the Netherlands and the UK. The statement added that it is noteworthy that the court has stressed the annulments to be on fundamentally procedural grounds and do not imply any substantive assessment of the question of the classification of the LTTE as a terrorist group. The EU prescribed the LTTE as a terrorist organization in May 2006 and has remained on its list of terrorist entities ever since. Apart from the EU, the LTTE is prescribed as a terrorist organization in the USA, India, Canada, the UK and Sri Lanka.
Meanwhile, a special dengue eradication program will commence today in the Western Province. Accordingly, 530 teams will be dispatched to inspect over 50,000 houses. Chief Epidemiologist and Director of the Central Epidemiology Unit at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Paba Paliwadana, speaking to News First, elaborated further on this matter.
We launched a special dengue elimination program in the Western Province from today onwards. So we'll be having the program today and tomorrow, involving all 3 districts in the Western Province, Colombo, Lanka and Kalitara. We will be covering the high-risk areas identified, like there are about 35 emerged areas and 150 Gram Military divisions would be covered during these 2 days. More than 33,000 cases were reported from the whole island, and the Western Province has reported about 50% of them were really from the Western Province. And Colombo itself has reported more than 10,000 cases.
Other local news. Train service along the main railway line was delayed due to a signal failure in Alawa and Amepusa. Railways control room stated that office trains coming to Colombo were delayed owing to this, adding that steps have been taken to rectify the issue. Meanwhile, Railways Control Room said the signal failure that occurred between Mount Lubania and Colombo has been rectified. However, the control room further said trains coming to Colombo along the coastal line will be delayed further due to the signal failure. Private buses operating on the Colombo-Chilo route have suspended services over an assault. President of the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association, Gamunu Vijay Ratna, says that the assault was carried out by bus employees of a semi-luxury bus travelling on Colombo-Anuradhapura route. He also added that the Madampe police have commenced investigations to look into the incident.